Causes of deforestation. The causes of deforestation are many and varied. Deforestation is the clearing of land that has trees for conversion to farmland or commercial use. In recent years, it has been used in a broader sense to describe any activity that may result in a significant reduction in the forest area. It can occur naturally, but most often is caused by human activities such as logging and construction. Deforestation caused by globalization. The most devastating consequence of globalization is deforestation. The lack of regulation has led to the exploitation and destruction of our natural resources, which will take decades or centuries to recover from us long after we have left Earth for a new planet. It's no secret that globalization has an extensive impact on our environment. Forests are a perfect example. They're being destroyed at the rate of 1 to 2 acres every second because global demand for wood continues to rise, as well as consumer habits in regards to buying products made from forest materials such as paper and furniture, which leads them further away from sustainable practices like recycling or reusing items instead of throwing out what we don't need anymore. Deforestation caused by wildfires. The fires ravaging the area have led to a large amount of deforestation, due in part to them destroying forested areas. The damage has been caused by both humans and natural causes, with climate change being one factor that is making it worse. In California's Yosemite National Park, wildfires are essential to maintaining some of their ecosystems in balance. Without fires that occur naturally from time to time, there would soon be no more sequoias left, and other species like animals would suffer significantly as well. In our modern society, with all its resources, any fire we have is artificial, which means they're not natural, meaning firefighters cannot just let them burn out because it could get too big before anyone even notices. This type of wildfire leads to deforestation when trees near homes catch on fire, and people try desperately but fail at putting it out themselves, leading these structures to become uninhabitable ruins after years upon years. Charred blackness attacks everything. Deforestation caused by urbanization. Every day, more and more trees are being cut down to make room for the growing population. One of the fundamental causes of deforestation is urbanization. This process has been accelerating rapidly in recent decades, but it's not just some trend, it will have a very real impact on our planet. Urbanization takes away from forests' ability to provide us with significant benefits such as maintaining biodiversity and preventing climate change, and you know how important that can be. Forests also create oxygen, which makes up 21% of all air we breathe every day. Without them, we're one step closer to global warming becoming more severe than ever before or losing an essential part of what keeps this Earth alive, something so valuable that many would say it should never happen at all. Deforestation caused by agriculture. Deforestation has caused some interesting side effects when it comes to agriculture. The conversion of natural forests into agricultural fields can have both positive and negative consequences for the nearby ecosystem. Still, this change is usually bad news on balance because a forest may be replaced by cropland or pastureland, which does not offer as many ecological services like clean water retention, etc. As forests are cleared for food production, they grow smaller and less diverse over time due to unsustainable practices like slash and burn methods used by farmers. In the Amazon, we have seen how deforestation by way of agriculture has caused a shift in climate patterns and species boundaries. The consequences are dire for not only wildlife but also indigenous populations who depend on forests to survive. Deforestation caused by climate change. Forests are being cut down for a variety of reasons, but one that is becoming more and more prevalent these days is the change in the climate. When trees are chopped down, they release all their stored carbon into the atmosphere, which can lead to increased global warming rates. One way we could reduce this rate at an individual level would be to consume fewer meat products, as cattle farming contributes significantly to deforestation by converting forests into pastures or grazing land. The warming climate means that the snow cover is melting, and more rainwater falls on Earth's surface. This water causes trees to lose their leaves, plant life to die out, animal habitats are destroyed along with biodiversity. All of this affects our lives in one way or another. Deforestation caused by mining. Mining causes deforestation, and it is not a sustainable practice. Mining can cause damage to the environment in many forms, from acid rain to increased erosion, factors that have contributed greatly towards global warming and ozone depletion, NASA. Mining also results in differing degrees of land degradation that result in long-term consequences such as soil infertility, topsoil loss, or desertification. With all this being said, mines are often built on lands with significant ecological value. For example, forests, but due to their short lifespan, they tend not to be looked at in environmental terms because most mining operations last less than 10 years. Deforestation caused by construction. Massive construction projects are destroying forests all around the world. Construction companies have a fast pace to meet deadlines, and they don't want trees slowing them down any more than necessary. So to build new houses or buildings on old land where there used to be forest cover, these companies go after that beautiful woodland like it's their job. The earth has been cut and flattened to make room for new construction, but the deforestation caused by this process is a tragedy. Deforestation causes habitat destruction that harms both land and animal populations. It's not just about what we can see on our own 2 feet. A large number of animals are displaced or even killed when they lose their homes due to cutting down trees in order to build something else. The focus should be shifted away from development as an end goal so much because there will always be more than one way to achieve any given result without destroying Earth's natural resources. Causes of deforestation. Deforestation caused by livestock. The livestock industry is one of the leading causes of deforestation in many parts of the globe. For example, cattle ranching and other types of animal agriculture have contributed to forest loss on a massive scale from Brazil's rainforests since the 1970s up until today. This has been primarily due to increased demand for crops that are used as food or feedstock by these industries, such as soybeans and corn. This subsequently leads to an increase in cropland which often encroaches into forests, with new farmlands being converted almost daily all over Latin America according to recent research published last year showing how industrial-scale farming practices contribute more than just a tree cut down per day but rather hundreds if not thousands each month. Deforestation caused by overpopulation. In a world with quickly expanding populations, there is an increasing demand for more forest space to accommodate the increasing population. The lack of trees has been streams where people get water to become polluted from runoff because they have no natural way of cleansing themselves anymore. The rising human population has devastating effects on natural resources like trees, animals, and clean water availability because people need more space to live or farmland to grow food. All these needs require cutting down tons upon tons of forest acres, or approximately 2 million square kilometers, of forest before Europeans arrived on the continent. Just 500 years later, that number was cut to 250 million acres or 600,000 square kilometer. 50% less than what once existed only 400 years ago. This trend will continue if we do not take action soon enough. More trees need to be planted throughout the whole globe so as they grow back, their numbers can rise again. The forests are dying because they don't get enough water anymore due to climate change causing drought on either side of the equator, which dries up vegetation needed for photosynthesis so there isn't much left but dead leaves everywhere with no future growth. Deforestation caused by tourism. As more people flock to tropical destinations for vacations, the demand for tourist goods has skyrocketed. One of these products is wood from palm trees which are abundant in many hot spots across Southeast Asia and Africa. The harvesting process leads to major deforestation as it takes a lot of time before new plants can replace those that have been cut down. As tourism flourishes globally with an increasing number of tourists visiting places like Thailand or Kenya where droves upon droves on palms line beaches all over Eastern Africa, there's one thing you're bound to see. Dozens if not hundreds near-naked men swinging machetes at them and chopping off their limbs until they eventually fall over dead because they simply cannot grow back fast enough without fresh sunlight or water supply.